for a country, an inspired fight back, and 3 more points for Ireland. They have been really impressive. Their fans have been spectacular. They have been a spectacle at this Women's World Cup. But now, perhaps their toughest challenge awaits. And while the United States of America would have something to say about that, it will be an interesting challenge and an interesting test for Aisling Conway and her charges. It's Australia and the Republic of Ireland in the IFCPF Women's World Cup. And those in green will be hopeful as ever that things can go well. Fans out in full force again. And the players joining them as well. Ireland and Australia both in home shirts, which is what we want to see.
There he is. I told you it's a short kind of day.
I'm going to whip them off in a minute.
I've already whipped mine off, yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the 8th game of the IFCPF Women's World Cup 2024 in Palau. Thanks to all the fans. Thank you all for your teams, to the Australian fans, and to the Irish fans. Welcome. Playing for Australia.
We can go to the teams for Australia and Ireland. Australia, as they started the first game, as they started the second game, will start the third. They're unchanged once again. And so that starting 5 is as follows. Caitlin Smith in the number 6 will be in goal. At the back will be Talia Blanchard in midfield 2 of Eloise Northam and Georgia Bykoff. And Anne-Marie Durati will be up top. For the Irish team, they make one change. In comes Casey Heaney for Elsie Friel, and that 5 is as follows. Reva Merriman is again in goal. At the back will be Casey Heaney in the number 3. Captain Heather Jameson will be in the number 4. Katie Finnegan will join her in midfield in the number 6. Eva Walsh will be up front in the number 5.
Number 9, Karen again. And number 10, Amy Moore. Head coach, Amy Conway. The referees for today are Margaret Donka, Alberto Sainz, and Admiral Rapino.
The noise already strong. And this is what we will probably come to expect. Our referee, Margaret Domke, leads us out. Australia maybe now seen as the team to beat after their work yesterday, but this will be no easy pushover for the Aussies. Ireland with a wonderful fight back the other day. Can they take it to the number 1 ranked team this afternoon? Goes to the national anthems in the middle of the pitch. You'll hear national anthems of Ireland and Australia.
Rise for the national anthem. We'll start with the national anthem of Ireland.
So a hush falls over Salau. We'll get set for some team photos. That roar is quite impressive. My name is Oliver Walker-Peel, and alongside me, doing these World Cup games, he has been all tournament, is Jude Aston. He'll be joining me this afternoon. Jude, this should be wonderful.
Yeah, it should be a wonderful encounter, Ollie. It'll be a blockbuster fixture by the side of things as the tournament has gone along. So, yeah, as both captains receive instruction from the referee, it'll be an exciting encounter. How do you see this one going, Ollie?
It's one that I've been looking forward to for a fair while, this. You'd think that Australia would go in favourites given how well they've done, but Ireland will present a challenge, that is for sure. It'll be interesting to see if Ireland can start the game a little bit quicker than they did yesterday, because I think that's what they'll need to do. It was great for them that they were able to come from 2 goals down and win yesterday against Japan, but if they're 2 goals down quickly against Australia, I don't think they'll be afforded the same opportunity to come back, as good as Heather Jameson is.
Yeah, as you mentioned there, Heather Jameson, you know, Ireland have got quality through Jameson and, of course, Walsh, who we've seen score many goals this tournament, so they'll be wanting to utilise that. Ireland, Australia have been very good this tournament, and they'll be wanting to carry on their fantastic form as they pose for a photo and also communicate with one another.
And I suppose the good thing from Kelly Sturton's point of view is it's a consistent starting 5. And Ireland are trying to get that as well with 4 of the same 5 from yesterday. We are underway. Eva Walsh kicks us off. Switch of play over towards Katie Finnegan. Behind for a goal kick. Ireland seen as another challenger to Australia, and they have challenged teams across the tournament. Australia will be trying to lay down their mark as the best team in the tournament. That's just gone wide. Reva Merriman had gone down, and because of that, I wasn't sure if that was on track to go inside the post for a second there. But it had gone wide, and Reva Merriman knew exactly what she was doing. Just making sure. From St Wolston's. Selbridge as it's rolled down the line and out of play for an Australia ball. Bit interesting that one there, Jude.
Yeah, it was interesting. As Blanchard looks to take the roll in. It was interesting, of course.
As Bykoff goes back for Smith. Northam will help it on for Duriarty, crowded out of it in the end by Finnegan. Now Eloise Northam has it on the left. Scored yesterday against the United States of America for Australia. Duriarty battles for it. Northam with a switch. Bykoff first time, and she had more time than she thought. Usually uses it well, but that was a little bit rash from Georgia Bykoff and snatched the opportunity.
Yeah, very fast-paced start to the game, Ollie, here, isn't it?
It is. And I think this will suit Australia in the way that they like to play. I wouldn't be surprised if the instruction from Aisling Conway was to try and slow the game down and frustrate Australia, but then again, that might not have been the instructions at all.
Yeah, it's interesting what you say there, Ollie, because of course, like you say, through Eva Walsh, Ireland can accelerate quickly and change the pace of the game as they wish, so it'll be interesting to see what tactics they do adopt here.
Rolling short for Casey Heaney, who loses out to Anne-Marie Duriarty. Roll forwards, and Jameson steps in, can shoot from anywhere, didn't elect to shoot there. And that is the player that Australia will have to watch, amongst others, as Blanchard goes low. Merriman able to deal with that. It's Jameson and Walsh for mine that have been the attacking players that have impressed me, particularly with their goal-scoring exploits, but they are by no means the only two. But in those two, they do have a couple of players there who can threaten any side in the world. Here's Blanchard. They're up and over halfway, away from Jameson. Tried to cut it back, didn't get a lot on the pass. Bykoff won it back for Australia. Inside the box she goes, Georgia Bykoff blocked. And all the way back to Caitlin Smith. Blanchard, Durati to slalom away through, might break for Bykoff, it did. Bykoff urged to shoot by the Australian crowd. She elected not to, and Ireland did well to keep her quiet. Good defensive start this from Aisling Conway's team. As Northern will send the throw in long. Bounce in front of Bykoff, breaks for Anne-Marie Durati and blocked by a sprawling Jameson. I'm not sure how much she knew about that, but she made sure in the end to block it out of play for an Australia ball.
As always, Jameson at the centre of things there, ensuring Ireland do not concede from that opportunity as Northern takes the long throw.
In towards the middle, looking for Durati. And Jameson heads it away. We'll see Northern have another go. Goes in long, Durati's there, tried to flick it on at the front post. Heaney tried to get it away. And Eva Walsh will try and run it clear. Blanchard across, and they do that so well.
How important is Jameson and Walsh in ensuring Ireland do well in the last stages of this tournament?
Very, not only in the last stages of this tournament, but in this game. Those two will be crucial as it's rolled in shorts, and that's out of play from Katie Finnegan. Well, we've seen what Eva Walsh can do. Scored that outstanding goal against the United States of America. And Heather Jameson yesterday was unbelievable, as you saw, Jude.
Yeah, it was a wonderful strike by Jameson yesterday, and of course scoring 4 goals in the turnaround against Japan. A real captain's performance. Patrick, Heather, as the Ireland support has been calling her.
There's a free kick here for Australia, and normally when you see a goalkeeper go and take these, you might be a little bit worried that it might hurt them, but Caitlin Smith will likely either send it into the back of the net or over the top. She doesn't leave anything out there.
As someone that has been making their debut in this World Cup, I've been surprised with the confidence of the goalkeepers.
Caitlin Smith curling one, and that's why she takes them.
I talk about the confidence of the goalkeepers throughout this tournament, and Smith proves us why she is so confident, and she goes directly from the free kick, Oliver.
Unbelievable, and Caitlin Smith is a goal-scoring goalkeeper. And for people who have been watching this sport for a while, seeing Caitlin Smith finding the back of the net is no surprise. Durati, cross for Bykoff. Blanchard. Goes long from Jameson. Australia lose it and have it back. Walsh was found in a central position as Finnegan blocks the ball forwards from Georgia Bykoff. A lapse in concentration from Australia that they really can't afford against this Irish team. Bit of a let-off there, Jude.
Yeah, definitely was a bit of a let-off, and yeah, they just need to be careful in that, with those opportunities, Ollie.
Blanchard standing tall. Eva Walsh was trying every which way to try and find a way through. Jameson in shorts. Walsh had a bit of space to shoot. It was blocked on the way and made it easy for Caitlin Smith.
You can do this. Squeeze in a little bit. Go central for me. Central, other way. Good girl. Thank you. Take it down, love, Jeff.
Blanchard to take this, rolls it in short, gives it away. Jameson closing. Here's Katie Finnegan, blocked by Northam. Walsh will keep it in, and Bykoff will turn it behind. Bit of youth going up against a bit of experience there. Georgia Bykoff is slow to rise. We hope that she's okay, which she appears to be. Walsh, it's towards the middle! And Heather Jameson is there again! We're back level. Parity restored. Heather Jameson makes it 1-1.
I talked about Jameson being central to everything that Ireland does, and she's proved that with that corner there. A wonderful header. She's so confident when it comes to being in front of goal, Jameson, and it means it's game on at the Football Slough complex.
Heather Jameson came into the day with the most goals in the Women's World Cup, so a goal is not unexpected at all, but it's just the amount of ways that she can score that is a real positive for her and her team. Place is being tied. Heather Jameson can do just about everything. Jameson will look short. And that will go through for Caitlin Smith.
They don't know who each of us voted for. So you collect the votes, so you just make it decide.
By the way, Heather Jameson has 13 already at this Women's World Cup.
Amazing performance by Jameson, and obviously her experience of trying to improve the cerebral palsy pathway in Ireland, as she's been integral to that, hasn't she, Ollie?
She has. Got 7 against Denmark. Scored 4 yesterday. Gerati can move forward and shoots! Carried away by Merriman. Northam. Be careful with Walsh trying to get forward, and Finnegan also providing a little bit of pressure. Of course, Australia fell behind yesterday against the United States of America, but this is another challenge that they've got to face now. Northern couldn't clear. There's Casey Heaney. Down low, Caitlin Smith. How good is this last few minutes from an Ireland point of view?
Yeah, I talked about the intensity from both teams and how important that will be in this game, and it's proven to be right. Both teams very intense from the off, and it's end to end at the moment.
Certainly is. That one well over the top, and Caitlin Smith with nothing to do. Australian substitutes warming up already. And we've absolutely flown through the opening 13 minutes here. Finnegan.
I haven't been able to take my eyes off this game, Ollie, and I didn't even realise we were that far into the first half.
I'll be honest with you, that's the first look I've taken at the scoreboard too. It's been enthralling. It's been a game that has warranted your attention at every single second. It's Jameson, throws long. Won once by Northern, then allowed to bounce. Blanchard then helps out. And Bykoff will help the ball away. And that'll be an Australia ball in. Taking a flick off an Irish player. The stands are packed, the football's brilliant. Two great teams, what more could you want in this IFCPF Women's World Cup? Duriati forced away from goal, Bykoff. Back for Caitlin Smith, who, strangely enough, is the goalkeeper, is Australia's goal scorer. Bykoff. Gonna get that one on target. That one behind for a goal kick. Just under 15 minutes gone, and I think we've learned a fair bit about Ireland here. They are here to match it with the absolute best. Jameson, Blanchard, miscued it. And it flicked off Eva Walsh. Heather Jameson tended to disagree, although did come off Walsh last. As Northern will go down the line. Heaney's clearance blocked. Blanchard will get after this and take the better safe than sorry approach.
Get that ball away from the bench as well. Aqua, number one from the bench. The one from the bench. Ah, he's not.
Well played, Walsh. And a palm from Smith. Perhaps not exactly sure where that was going. And Caitlin Smith just making absolutely sure it didn't go into the back of her net.
Yeah, but it can't be with the staff. It has to be in the bag.
Walsh sends it in towards Jameson again. The perennial target from corner kicks. That one she couldn't get a head on.
No, she couldn't get a head on it, but I do feel if Ireland are going to continue to be successful in this game, it might be via the route of set pieces. Been very successful as we speak. Long ball there from Australia goalkeeper.
That one has gone behind for an Australia corner. Bykoff was going over to take and will spots it down on the quadrant. Sends it in towards the middle. It's not her best delivery. And those Irish fans singing again. Jameson down the line, gets through to Eva Walsh, edge of the box, couldn't get herself settled. Australia went down the middle, cut out by Jameson! And Smith makes the resulting save. The goal kick she gave away. Trying to play. Ireland still keeping the pressure on.
still keeping the pressure on. And how do you think Australia will be viewing this as we approach half-time?
I want to go out of play. I think they'd be probably impressed. I don't know how outwardly they'd admit it, but they'd be impressed with what Ireland have done, and maybe there's the sense of needing to dial it up a notch from an Australian point of view. Bykoff is there, breaks for Anne-Marie Duriarty! They withstood all of the Irish pressure. And now Australia have got a lead to show for it. Anne-Marie Duriarty there again. Australia are back in front.
Just as you felt Ireland were putting Australia under pressure, it's Duriarty with the answers for Australia. Wonderful strike, calm, collected, and Australia find themselves back ahead.
Such a young player, Anne-Marie Duriarty. A couple of international tournaments she's had experience in now.
And you can tell by her experience, the way she carries herself on the pitch, very successful as the ball goes forward for Australia.
And she'll try to keep it in. Found it a tough task. Great start to the international career of Anne-Marie Duriarty. Played her first international tournament at 15 last November. The young starlet that really jumps off the page to so many who followed and watched that tournament, and is now taking her talents from the regional stage to the world one. Blanchard, under a bit of pressure, Duriarty. There's no foul there. That's behind for a goal kick. Finnegan. Duriarty won it back. Got into space and then sent Georgia Bykoff wide. And how to play it went. Second goal in 2 days for Anne-Marie Duriarty. Scored yesterday in the 3-1 win over the United States of America. Alongside Blanchard and Northern for Australia. After they fell behind.
Watch beyond. Talia and Anne-Marie. Stand there.
Bykoff. Anne-Marie Duriarty was almost on to the end of that. Reva Merriman did well. Jameson. Heaney invited forward. Ball in towards the middle and Northam away. Casey Heaney allowed a licence forward. She's trying to take the opportunity to go for whenever she can.
You get the sense that despite Australia going ahead, that Ireland will still have opportunities in this game. They're being very successful as Finnegan's on the ball now.
Went over and had the ball taken off her toes. It drifted behind as Finnegan is still down.
Despite going a goal down here for Ireland, I imagine the head coach of Ireland will be impressed and feel that in the second half, as we approach the end of this first half, that they can make something of this game and try and put Australia under pressure as they have done throughout this game so far.
I think Aisling Conway would be quite impressed.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, they're a goal down, but they have given Australia a good game to this point, and that even might be underselling it.
I don't know who's getting pretty red. What was that
They've gone step for step with the current world number one and the regional champions from last year, Katie Finnegan, is back up. And will surely rejoin the fray soon. Australia in the back play of all that. And a couple of instructions, a bit of water taken. Move towards the final minutes of the first half. I don't think anybody wants to see end. Sent in by Walsh. Smith wise to it. And she'll send the ball to Anne-Marie Duriati. Northam joining the attack. Switching play towards Eloise Northam. And behind for a goal kick. Looked like an opportunity will present itself there, and it didn't quite.
Didn't quite, no, Ollie, but you do feel that when Australia are on the attack, that they look sharp, and if Ireland switch off at any point, then Australia have the opportunity to capitalise.
But the same is true the other way.
Absolutely.
If Australia were to take their eyes off the ball for even half a second, Ireland would give themselves a chance to capitalise. Jameson. It will take something very, very special to beat Caitlin Smith from there. Eyes will shortly be on fourth official Akmal Rahimov, who says we have 3 minutes of added time. Smith going long! And finding the back of the net! Caitlin Smith doing what she does best, time and time again. She can keep them out of the net all right, but she can also find the back of the net. 3-1.
Exactly that, Ollie. I mean, Smith's confidence throughout this tournament has grown and grown, especially in this game. You know, she's been integral in ensuring that Ireland only have the one goal, but also as well in the attack in front as well. Wonderful play and wonderful confidence to even think of that. Really impressed.
Durati, she'll shoot! And she'll find the top corner! And what looked like being a one-goal half-time lead has turned into 3 within a minute. This is a long-range masterclass from the ParaMatildas.
So much confidence from Diarate there. Amazing.
Australia have got a player down here. The Georgia Bykoff, who is down and is getting back to her feet. And what I love about this World Cup so far is the fact that on so many occasions both sets of fans have been applauding when a player has done something. Doesn't matter if it's Georgia Bykoff getting up there, both the Australian and the Irish fans have been applauding, and that's been wonderful to see. It's not the only instance at all that we've seen it, particularly in this Women's World Cup.
Absolutely, there's a real sense of community within this IFCPF Women's World Cup.
Make no mistake, all teams are here to win, but it's also brilliant to see that sporting nature as well, as Duriati had it back and saw the shot blocked. There's so many things that make this tournament so wonderful, and quite a lot of it has been encapsulated in this last 25 minutes or so. Bykoff had Durati left. Back towards Georgia Bykoff! And now, The world #1 showing what they are all about.
Australia 5, Ireland 1.
What a minute it's been. What a couple of minutes it's been for Australia, who have now put a gap between themselves and Ireland. It is ridiculously harsh on Ireland, this, as we go to the break. 3 goals in a couple of minutes. And it might end up detracting from what a good half Ireland played there. But it shouldn't all too much. Australia are the #1 ranked side in the world for a reason. And right up until that second Caitlin Smith goal, they were absolutely in this game and in it all the way. Australia managed to get the opener through Caitlin Smith from a wonderful free kick. Heather Jameson ended up levelling. But from then on, Australia have shown their class. Anne-Marie Duriarty has been brilliant. As we move towards the break, it is Australia who are in as good a position as they would hope to be. At the break, it's Australia 5, Ireland 1. Live coverage continues at the IFCPF Women's World Cup in Australia, who lead this one by 5 goals to 1, 3 of those coming very, very late in the half. And for the first 28-29 minutes, this was an even game. Australia, I say 28-29, I'm getting myself confused. 23 or 24th minute, I should say, with the short halves in the women's game. This happens when you do 2 competitions in the same day. We're underway in the second half with Durati going all the way back to Caitlin Smith. And the Ireland response will be really positive here as Smith again goes long. She's going to keep trying that, I sense. What a luxury it is for Kelly Sturton to have yourselves a goalkeeper who is so good at keeping the ball up, but then can threaten from all the way back there. It's quite unbelievable.
It is quite unbelievable, and I think it shows the confidence of this Australia team at the moment.
Durati has another one, and she has a hat-trick. In at the near post. Anne-Marie Durati showing so much skill, as she tends to do. Australia have got a 6th. Anne-Marie has got half of those. Jameson. That one will go through to Caitlin Smith. And probably Jude, the second half that Australia would want to start in the same way as Jameson. Fired wide. The goal kick, we're alongside Jude Aston. My name is Oliver Walker-Peel, and Jude is alongside. We'll get his thoughts in a moment as Northern bike off all the way back to Caitlin Smith. Jude.
Yeah, I think Australia will be happy with how they've handled themselves in this game, to be fair. Ireland was very good in the first half and made a very good account of themselves. As for Australia, they have showed that quality, why they are ranked #1 in the world. Durati have been excellent. Their confidence has really become apparent in this game, and it seems as though they are controlling this game.
Northern back for Bykoff, and again for Eloise Northern, who couldn't quite keep it in.
I wouldn't write off Ireland either, because they've showed character in this World Cup so far, and I think they still have a long way to go in this game.
Jameson trying to roll it in behind. It's a great idea, but Caitlin Smith has almost sent that one all the way back to Barcelona.
Sam's on it.
Yeah, they can't.
One of the Irish fans was calm and collected when collecting that ball from Smith there.
Yeah, they have to use it to score.
Went a fair way.
Points back.
Jameson goes short.
Like, skip 2 minutes.
Walsh lost out to Georgia Bykoff. Jameson urged forward by the Irish crowd. Walsh back towards Heather Jameson. And very rarely does she do that. Complete miscue. So often so clean with the football at her feet. But not quite there.
I refrain from saying anything like just swallow.
We're all on it. We have loads of clubs, just not that one. Just not the one we needed.
They can't skip 2 or 3 against 2 either. Don't worry about it. They get reset, it's fine.
We all have the time.
Goal kick that Jameson will take.
She's bored, she thinks it's
That's how to play for
Are we playing them out?
ball in.
No.
Walsh,
Read,
well played by
a letter contesting
Talia
the red card.
Blanchard.
Well, not the red card, the one match.
It was a wonderful moment
Marcella.
for Talia Esse and the rest of the ParaMatildas team.
Because that came from you as well, right?
With that goal,
Technical group. Yeah, so Tom sent a letter about the suspension earlier, then he's written a letter back, saying that he was completely wrong with the girl and that he apologised. Well, you apologised when the dad came and got you. Right. And then he said that
Heaney
didn't show any disrespect.
from
to the players
range.
to get the so then he had a yellow
Smith
card
able to
for
make the
consent,
save.
so- Thank you. Sit in the stand. Or not.
Set down the line.
No, I'm eating Para.
Blanchard helped win it back. Bykoff elected to go alone for now at least. Georgia Bykoff! And that's why. A brace for Bykoff.
Doesn't have to be us. Is that me? I thought it was yeah.
And Australia's number 10
That's come from some of the things
has found the back of the net again.
Where you've had them.
Yeah, Bykoff showing why she is ParaMatildas' top goal scorer there. Calm, collected in front of goal.
As Reva Merriman is in need of a little bit of assistance here for Ireland. Hopefully should be okay to continue. Has made a few smart saves as Reva Merriman as the Australian team share a laugh. And Reva Merriman looks as though might be all right. Six and a half minutes gone, according to Margaret Domke. There is a issue with the scoreboard here at the moment. But just communicating with the coaches, which helps us too. Bykoff, Durati, come towards Georgia Bykoff. Try to play for the ball in.
They'll bring more now.
Thrown in towards the middle. Jameson Blanchard over for Northam. And that ball too long. Carly Salmon was getting warm for Australia. And would be no surprise to see her come off the bench. Case of an outfielder wearing number 1. As Holly Blanchard helps that one out of play.
Blanchard's been really impressive in this game and throughout this whole tournament. Was integral yesterday and proves to be the same as things stand.
Can't blame the delegators now.
Oh, control!
Heaney. Had to have a look at goal, but got to get that one to work. Jameson getting a foot in. Tucked on by Katie Finnegan. One of the 4 FT2s for Ireland in their starting 5 today. Jameson, and pouched by Caitlin Smith.
It seems to have arrived like 5 minutes.
Northam, drag that one low, and we will see Carly Salmon on again for Australia. Georgia Bykoff will be the player withdrawn. 2 for her today. And another good performance from Georgia Bykoff, Jude.
Yeah, another good performance, calm, confident, and a big reason as to why Australia are doing well this tournament.
Finnegan. And stopped by Northam.
Emery, Carly, just watch the position, please.
Tell you what, that room we used for a meeting, they had a Dolce Gusto coffee machine, they had croissants.
At the hotel?
Yeah, you know that like little bit of like where there's a shop and a beauty thing near the lighthouse.
Heaney, clipped by Eloise Northam, and that's an Ireland free kick.
Emery, get in the wall!
Go. Bring it right, that's it. Go,
That's here for Heather Jameson, perhaps. We'll try and curl one. That one's gone wide and behind for an Australia goal kick. Gone just over 36 minutes in this one. Australia leading 7-1. All across for Blanchard.
What do you think of the Ireland intensity this second half, Ollie?
Oh, well, that's good. Just wide from Walsh as she blocked the Smith clearance. That's what you want to see. That one goes long for Caitlin Smith, but that's been positive. Still, they're trying to work hard, even though they're 6 goals down. They're in no mood to just leave this game be, but I think there's positives to take. Still for Aisling Conway. Blanchard flicks on back for Smith. It might seem strange when a team is 6 goals down, but there are some real positives for Ireland in this game. Down the line and bounces off the corner flag. just about goes over as Duriati was after that. Duriati, salmon ahead of her. First touch took her away from goal. Blanchard, great challenge. Blanchard had another look. Salmon had to get her way through, and Heaney sent that into touch. To the applause of the Irish faithful. Jameson. No one up with her. The Jameson didn't need anybody. And once more, she calls the Irish support to get louder and get behind the Irish team.
Yeah, I talked about Ireland's intensity this second half, and that's what it's all about, really. Jameson integral there with a wonderful goal. They might give Ireland just a slim chance in this game.
Oh, yeah, I've very good fun.
In terms of this game, that might be too much for them to try and find 5 or 6 against the world number 1 in about 12 or 13 minutes or so. But just builds on the positives we alluded to earlier. And for large parts of this game, Ireland have matched it with Australia. Scoreline won't show it, and when it goes in the history books, if no one can take that away. Oh no, is that one sent away from Eva Walsh. It's one of those that if you don't watch the game, you'll just see a one-sided, easy win for Australia. And this is the point I'm trying to make. If you don't see that might be the conclusion you go to. As Duriati fires in again. Got her 4th in proceedings. As Jones will shortly be introduced here, but even despite that Duriati goal, do you agree that there is that positive feel about this game to a point for Ireland? Of course, when it's never fully positive when you lose by, or when you're trailing by 6, it might end up being more or less, who knows, but
yeah,
there has been positives.
Yeah, absolutely, Ollie. And I think for Ireland, as someone that is making their debut in this World Cup, they'd have learned a lot from this game. They would have taken a lot of positives. They'd have taken experiences from it, and I think there'll be a lot for them to take away from this game. So, despite the scoreline here at the Slough Complex, Ireland should feel happy with their performance and learn a lot from this.
That Jones has taken the place of Talia Blanchard, and so one FT1 player on for another. And how quickly did Beck Jones announce herself in the opening game for the ParaMatildas of this Women's World Cup against Japan? A hat-trick shortly after coming on, all goals in the second half after she was introduced at half-time. She's not required to do that here, but let's see if she does. Another Smith clearance blocked. Finnegan, well played by Duriati, who had it, lost it, and was fouled. And that puts an end to that once and for all. Australia will keep it.
Duriati's form, Ollie, this tournament, your thoughts?
Been brilliant again, and not just this tournament, leading into this tournament too. As free kick comes in, Jones fired it on goal, Merriman parried it away, and it was over the top from Laney, or from Eloise Northam, I should say. Just trying to find another for Australia as Ireland will make an alteration here. Katie Finnegan is off. And on is Ella Sherlock in her place. Jones. Durati! Well blocked by Jameson. Now to play. Durati to try and send it towards the back post. And it's out of play. Once again into touch for an Ireland ball. Just under 7 to play in the 50 minutes. It's a double header for Australia today. The Pararoos face Venezuela in about 15 to 20 minutes time. Jones throwing it in. Merriman couldn't keep it. And she'll appeal for a foul. And Australia will be allowed to celebrate now. Carly Salomon takes the acclaim. And Carly Salmon, the player with number 1 on her back, has goal number 1 at her World Cup. As we'll see Lainey Harrison come on for Australia by the looks. She's the final player in the Australia squad to make her first tournament appearance. It's a hard team to break into this.
Okay, Ireland turn in 5 out.
Sherlock. Play for an Ireland. Or an Australia ball in Ireland to defend. Jones. 1. Over the byline. And now that change can be made. Anne-Marie Durati is off. Another great afternoon for her in the green and gold. As a giveaway, Lainey Harrison had a look. Or Beck Jones that was, who sort of charged away.
3 out.
And we've seen that Beck Jones can shoot from just about anywhere. That one's sent out of play for a ball in. Towards Salmon. Irish fans more than happy with that from Casey Heaney. Good show of awareness to know where the ball and the player was. Goal kick here for Ireland. Jameson trying to go all the way as Caitlin Smith did in the first half, but couldn't quite. As Salmon's on the overlap. The Australia right in board for Beck Jones. He battled for it. Walsh was fouled by Beck Jones. Free kick taken quickly. Sherlock in so much space and rushed at the chance.
Switch on, ladies!
Substitute for Republic of Ireland, Elsie Friel is on for Casey Heaney. Also on is Robin Ennis. So Ireland elected to use their squad too. Jones looks for Salmon. Too much on that. Northern. Jones will bring this away. It's over towards the Australia right for Carly Salmon. The pass she could pick out there. Jameson under pressure. Surrender possession to Beck Jones, who had Salmon to her right. Harrison in the middle. And Salmon couldn't quite buy her team a corner. Those Irish fans still singing. You can't take any credit away from them at all across both the men's and women's World Cups. Outstanding every single time. Couple more changes queued up for the Irish. There's Harrison towards Salmon. And now the Vader, we're going to see Anya Monk, and we're going to see Shauna McGann Hanlon both come on.
You have one more haircut.
And they'll be allowed the chance to do that now. And the reception deserving for a captain and a leader of this team and programme. Jameson comes off. Again, Hanlon is on. Anya Monk just making sure everything was in order. And Ella Sherlock will come off for Anya Monk. Not quite yet. As number 10, just making sure that everything was okay. Friel lost it to Harrison. Tried to play a pass over to the Australia right. There's a full-time whistle. Great performance for the ParaMatildas. Australia win and win well again. A 9-2 scoreline, but that is not the full story at all. Ireland were particularly brilliant in that first half up until the late barrage of goals for the Australians. Anne-Marie Duriati was impressive again. She had 4, Bykoff with 2. Also, Caitlin Smith grabbing a couple as well. Australia will prepare for their next game. They've got Denmark next up. And they will do so going into it with a win. Full time, it's Australia 9, Ireland 2.